Welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is TM006. Fasten your seatbelt, put your seats in an upright position, close the overhead storages as we prepare for the takeoff. This is Bzege, your captain speaking, and I'm with my co-pilot, Tim Hauser. Please be with us as we take you into this journey of independent thinking and a very, very wonderful destination. Today we are doing a film comparison between Africa and the US. And yeah, anything from your side, my brother?
Yeah, no. It's the comparison is just to draw some learning, interesting maybe contributions like investment between. We actually started by saying South Africa versus America, and we realized that
it's an unfair comparison.
Yeah, it's an unfair comparison. That's like taking a candy from a baby.
Yeah, no.
So we said, okay, let's look at Africa in general versus USA, and the idea was stimulated by just our own personal view and take on the quality that is biased, of course, from us. Is the authenticity of acting. Is it convincing enough? That brought about. Let's just stretch it and look into maybe how they invest in technology and what are probably the revenues. What's the market value looking like as well? So we'll be everywhere, but touching on those issues. I mean, culturally, how is it impacting the world generally? So the comparison is the investments that Africa is making towards film industry, and what South Africa, USA also is investing towards their initiative for film TV, which is by large acting.
Yeah, I think the awareness that we are doing the best we can between the two is to identify the growth from our side as South Africa in comparison to other African countries in that industry. And obviously, when you are in the journey of progression, you make references to people who have achieved more. So I guess the Africa versus the US will give us a very clear picture on how much work needs to be done from the side of Africans in order to get to a level of US, as an example.
Yeah, I guess it's safe to say USA is far ahead. We don't even try to say
it's unjustifiable.
Yeah,
it's as real.
We want to highlight why, maybe not necessarily why, but in which areas are they ahead of the curve.
Yes,
compared to Africa in general. Because I know there are theories that I think I've watched shows where they are hosting actors. I think even may his soul rest in peace, Isaac Shai was part of those things, and there were questions about why would Americans come and do film in South Africa, and sideline South Africans or Africans
they sideline the local artists of the parties. They sideline local actors of a particular country they go into to play the major roles. Yeah, like Mandela, we had Idris Elba playing Mandela.
The one before was the most popular guy, the one with a very authentic voice.
Look, Steve Biko.
Mandela.
Steve Biko was Denzel.
Yeah. Why in the time Mandela? Different Mandela. They just look alike. Grey hair.
South African.
Even
Morgan Freeman. Very, very, very powerful actor.
So I remember Nama was sold to the idea with why are they doing this, these people, And we've got great actors, and we will compare the acting quality that we have produced in South Africa with America, and failing to understand what these people are doing a great amount of investment into these things, and as such they have superior existence, if not dominance.
Yeah.
As you see the run to the dollar, that gap exists pretty much.
Yeah, that gap
In
actually
every
in everything.
Yeah, I don't want. It's not open for debate.
No.
I don't want to. I will never explain myself into
in that one.
Yeah,
No. It doesn't need.
Maybe we'll highlight those things just to support the angle. These people are ahead, hands down, right? They are ahead. Let me just be more specific. They are ahead in just the acting delivery, right? Content, film, convince on effects. I don't know what they call them in the film industry, like in how they would go about location, in how they would go about the background things that you'd see. If they are doing a film 18 something or 19 or
they take you back.
From building to the car to
the language, to the acting, they take you back. What's the word I'm looking for? What into details? What is it called?
Let's say they pay attention to details.
Pay attention to details.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah, they pay every detail that is under their production.
My man. Let me make an example. Let me take my film, and I'll tell you. Let me start with a South African film that convinced me to date, hands down, right? Umpeme. For those that don't know Umpeme, Google search Umpeme. Maybe short.
Umpeme konje same period na Umshefane ne or after?
Aye, long after. Umpeme umam who's our
umama muphi?
Mama lo shaya ile ntozana no Dube.
Lile
Dube. Ukhona uMpheme mfana. uMpheme ungishaye nge-detail lesikhuluma ngayo. Like if you look at what's happening behind them, the attire that they really chose and they went for, right? The level of language, depth is Sotho, right? The poetic aspect, the plot, right? It delivers a storyline, right? Just to give you a little bit of Umpeme, he pretended as someone who's mentally
unstable.
Unstable.
In the public, in the social eye.
Yeah. Kanti is someone that's trying to get information and try to revenge and whatnot. That part
on its own, James.
And for me, there's never been a film in South Africa that touched me as much. They are entertaining. It's one part. Leave the entertainment that they could take 1 hour or take you away and give you escapism for an hour or two, right? That's something else. But in terms of educational element and thought-provoking, to date I haven't watched anything that really come close
to that.
To Umpeme. I don't know if any South African film that came close to Umpeme to date. I thought Uzalo first season episode maybe 2, 3, 4. I thought they were tapping into that. Izo came to that level, right?
Bomb production.
Bomb production came to that level. Izo. It did justice to me. But still, Izo did not educate me on anything but reflected the life I know. In their language, how they speak, in how they will collaborate in film and also maximize ama earnings kube no music, kube ne kwaito, they really suck the bone marrow out of that production.
In addition to what you're saying, Yizo came up with a few new actors.
Yeah.
We did not know Uzola.
Yeah, introduction. Well,
for an example.
Yeah.
And I think he did justice to Yizo.
Of course.
So yeah, I know. I think I would give them an 80.
Gunman Spanish.
I'll give them an 80.
No. Yizo. I'm saying it's the best. Let me qualify what I'm saying when I say in my world. In my world is when I watch something, I'm not the same after it. in terms of my thinking, in terms of
You
how I
want to
view the
learn
world.
something
Yeah.
out of it.
Which, like I'm making an example with Umpeme, how he played the character of being Ihlanya. Would sometimes, not necessarily good be Ihlanya, sometimes
You must deceive the
Yeah.
enemy. Yeah, deceive the enemy.
that was top.
Yeah, Umpeme was top, Yizo was top, Tsotsi was also top.
Mina sikhuluma ngizokutshela ivara ishaye eceleni utsotsi u-Orla ngamfrostana, may soul rest in peace.
Yeah.
Nyamncanya ezijita ngengaba we surroundings zakhe ijita, and people have spoken in that Nyamncanya hands down, but itsotsi mfana ngiyibukele from no.
Was it too predictable?
Entertainment. Mina I separate entertainment. I'm being entertained, man.
Yeah.
I don't have to read much into this thing, into the storyline and how they deliver it and how close is it to reality. Yeah. But by and large, I look at how close is it. Can I even forget about action and cut? If I'm to contribute, ube phakathi we film, you are part of it.
I understand your point.
Yeah. Example internationally, as I would say to you, after watching, for those that watched the Vikings,
It's still one of my best. I have not watched anything closer to.
Yeah, only Breaking Bad also gave me the things that I like. How close is it to reality? And I like how smartly people maneuver and navigate to get what they want.
Yeah, I think my turn off in most of the time is I don't like watching something that I can predict the outcome of.
Like is it already in the movie?
Kings of Tobek.
It's cool. Funny enough, sorry, we're just gonna zigzag. Now ngabukela iKofifi.
Yeah.
Ephethe uKabelo. I was impressed. It's one of the underrated South African series. Oh, it's good. They tried, yeah. Ukuthi bakunike iKofifi from the architectural aesthetic aspects, Jewish, a bit of language, Afrikaans. Oh, ushayibamba. Utukulu. Shayibamba. He did. I think he became, I can bet, he became disappointed ukuthi it never got the traction that it deserved. Yeah. And in how they deliver it smartly. By Shaya in and outside of the acting world. So you need to just to binge it.
I'll look at it too.
It did justice. Isn't this in Kenya with South African lack of paying attention to details? For an example, a woman would act maybe doing laundry, washing line, but the clothes are dry, but they are hanging them. But you can feel
those basic things.
Drinking tea.
Are we operating on such a low budget?
There's no low budget for hot water.
Empty. Like you can see
and have unompopi omntwana. I can't understand those things. I don't understand those things.
But I guess it means we need to dig deeper and research what is the actual problem, because I think we do have talent.
Of course.
I think the talent is there in abundance.
Of course.
Yeah, but I think the management of our production, maybe that's where the problem is. I don't know, but maybe that's something we can find out. What is the actual? Maybe speak to one of the artists. In our spare time, to try to find out exactly, get verifiable facts about what the problem is exactly, apart from our views.
Yeah, maybe let's look at a bit of facts. We'll come to our desktop as we do. I just want to go through a bit of facts about the investment aspect. Let's talk about technology. There are many things that we thought we would discuss, but it's too fast. So we need to just choose smartly, technology, let's talk investment category. Let's talk annual film tech, ne? Or film technology. Let's talk infrastructure, which is studios.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's talk equipment, which is access to our cameras.
Yes.
VFXs, streaming and digital platforms.
Yes.
Training and upskilling. Those are the, I would say 4, if not 5 or 6, is the AI or visual production, is the government funding and tax incentives. Right? In USA, guys. No, man. Anyway, the film tech part of it, the USA invests, we Hollywood own 30 to 50 billion dollars. Yeah. Whereas Africa ranges about 500 to $1 billion, which is just continent wide.
That's a huge gap.
Only in the film tech part of
the technology part of films.
Yeah, film technology. Yeah. These people are investing to almost $50 billion.
And then they've got the money to do that. As we were talking earlier, Uguti, we both understand, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers understand why they are in an advantageous position, because they have the money. Yeah. The money is there.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Again, in addition, is the infrastructure, which is studio, post-production things. We know Tyler Perry, we know what sort of infrastructure he has built, one man.
Yeah, the Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta.
Yeah. So, they're highly advanced now. They have Universals, they have Warner Bros. For years. They've got Disney, they've got Netflix.
Yes.
Right?
Those are the most dominant.
What do you know in Africa that is close to what we've just mentioned?
I just know Nigeria's Nollywood.
Okay, Nollywood is a name given to Latin.
A production is in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes.
More than their studios. We've got Cape Town Film Studios.
Yes, we do have a few in Cape Town. And unfortunately, our studios are not
Ogidi Studios in
our mini studios are not in a position to be entirely responsible for an entire production that would give you a good output.
Yeah.
Are subdivided into a specific specialty. We don't have one studio that will give you everything from beginning to end. I'll give you an example, like in the refinery in Cape Town studio, they call them refinery Cape Town studios. They only deal with post-production and special effects.
Yeah.
So it means if you are a bomb production with a good quality, with an African content narrative, you still have to go to refinery.
Okay.
In order to get your production polished to a certain level.
Yeah.
You'll get Eureka Media, which is cinema and local talent. We know bomb production as well. So there's quite a few. There's Quizzical Pictures, Triggerfish Animation, Moonlight Films, Film Africa. Most of them are also based in Cape Town. That's another thing that is not good. But you'll have them positioned in Cape Town because of the infrastructure and the dominancy of the white-dominated
space.
We don't have a good refinery studio here in Johannesburg that I know of, in terms of production and post-production. No, but nonetheless, with all the studios you have, you don't get one studio. We don't have one studio, for an example, like Universal, where you get everything from the beginning to the end with every equipment in-house. Some of the things are outsourced by one of the studios, like bomb production. They have to outsource the effects or the post-production editing and all.
Editing,
Yes.
Sound effects.
Sound effects, yes. So now we are in a position where these 7 different studios that we have here in South Africa that I've mentioned are working independently. They are comfortable with outsourcing services. That's the operation.
Specializing in specific.
Yes. So I guess with the growth that is happening of our cooperation with the US and our specialty in technical stuff, those are our strengths here in South Africa. And with the growth, I'm anticipating that maybe at some point we'll get to a level where you'll have one studio that gives you everything from the beginning to the end. The growth is in that direction, based on my research that I have done. And it's so funny when you do these comparisons between the US and Africa. As unfair as it is, but it's necessary. It's necessary so that our production can understand where they are standing, what they need to do in order to get to that position of high quality output.
Yeah.
You know, you look at special effects. Our production are our special effects on our production is very minimal. Their special effects is high quality, it's on point.
It goes back to the technology that they invest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look at the equipment part of it. They are using high-end, state-of-the-art equipment.
Actually, they even manufacture that equipment.
They manufacture the equipment, you see. So we often limited because of the budget allocations. So this actually comes down to the point that we are operating on average budget, which is either an independent funder or NGOs or the government assisting. You know, they have serious studio investors or serious investors who are willing to pour money into studios for them to give good outputs.
Yeah, I mean, with what you were saying, I was looking at the New York Film Academy, NYFA, right? With like 10,000 students annually, actually from even 100 countries around the globe. That's in New York.
Studying.
Not USA. New York, part of USA.
Yes.
Ne? And then its alumni, NYFA, also contributes to Netflix, contributes to Hollywood, contributes to African streaming platforms, which generates about $500 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. My man, that's cool. This thing we need to take it a few steps back so that see comprehend, right?
Yeah.
Imagine we are in alumni St. Matthews, right? After now that you are where you are now, you can contribute. You can put money into their programs that St. Matthews is running. So meaning the alumni NYFA can contribute to Netflix, but it's a big organization on its own.
On its own. Apart from that contribution,
Yeah.
And it's US design and it's Netflix.
Yeah. It's a USA
product.
Yeah. You understand? Amazon.
USA.
Yeah, Showmax
is local.
That's local. Those platforms. Disney, it's American.
It's American. Actually, they dominate the global market in simple terms when it comes to the USA dominate the global market when it comes to movies, series, and the list goes on and on. They dominate it, my brother, and they've done it so well. So as Africa, I guess we can learn something from their operation. Yes, there is growth, but it's slow.
Yeah, very slow.
The growth is very slow.
It's too little or insignificant to even inspire optimism. of any kind, you know.
You know,
I don't know if I'm being negative or anything.
No.
I'm
necessary.
I'm disappointed at discovering with us. I had a wrong idea about us.
Look at an average maximum budget on African films. You're looking at what, $500,000. When you convert that into rands, it's not even closer to. I mean, let's do it practically. Okay, $100,000 would be what? 200 million. Am I correct? If the rate is at 20.
Yeah. Let me do this for you. Do a conversion live. Convert. Into rand. So you're saying
a minimum budget for, okay, we're gonna bring it home a little bit, ne? A minimum budget in Africa, it's plus minus $50,000.
Yeah.
Which is how much in
I mean, 100 for I'm not sure if I'm following you. The $100,000, it's equivalent to 1.7 million in essence.
$100,000 is equivalent to 1.7 million.
Yeah, let's say 1.1.
So if we multiply that by 5,
1.8.
Yeah, that 1.8.
Let's say 2 times 5, 20 is about.
Yeah. Plus minus 20.
Yeah.
So our maximum budget in Africa does not go above 20 million rands, for an example. And then you look at a maximum budget for them, which goes up to 200 million.
Yeah, 1.8 times 5, it's about 9.
So the difference is very huge. It's very huge. Yes, we understand the advantage they have over. If you can pay attention well, how our discussions have been complementing each other. This discussion can easily go back to socialism, capitalism, and communism.
Yeah, easy.
It can easily go back to colonialism. Can easily go back to the religion influence we were talking about. It can easily go back to most of our topics. So we are actually making very good progress, because if we can align our topics and link them with each other.
Yeah, well, that's something to note.
Yes.
But yeah, the interest by and large, if we were to go back to the point or the discussion at hand, the investment through authorities, by authorities, I look at the investment by authorities.
Yeah. What do you mean when you say investment by authorities?
Authorities would be your institutions, government institutions.
Or government institutions.
And sometimes private.
Okay.
Or even combination of the two. In Nigeria, they've got Bank of Industries Nollywood Fund. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They've got National Film and Video Censors Board. They've got Lagos Creative Industry Initiative. That's the structures that you find in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
In South Africa, you've got National Film and Video Foundation, NFVF.
NFVF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Department of Arts and Culture, 18.
Yeah.
Film rebate program. Right? These are the initiatives. So as to how much these things are really put, or how much efforts are these industries or these authorities putting on the table, that's a different discussion. We don't have much information about how much budget do each have and how they distribute that budget, what sort of impact does this budget have. But we're just looking at the structures. In Kenya, there's Kenya Film Commission, support for youth creatives, hubs and digital storytelling training. That's just in Africa. So continentally, we just have African Union Initiative, Pan-African Film Festivals, and then we have, or backed up by Policies of Cultural Industries, UNESCO. So those are the structures or authorities that we have. In USA, they've got National Endorsement for Arts, State Arts Council, and education funding for film and theater schools. They even go way below mainstream. They even go at the developmental level. Maybe that is another contributing factor to their success. That how much investment are they making at elementary level in film and this thing? Let me make an example to why this is very important. I had flu, so I'm still having this sensational thinking cough. But anyway, I would look at how we use, let's say, kids in our films or productions, right? In the kids that we tend to use, black or whites or colored or Indians, they lack that convincing element. The kid is trying to act, but you're not convinced, right? Compared to productions that come from the United States, a 7-year-old, even under 7, they are so convincing, and you ask yourself, when did these children learn to ignore the camera, know how to pretend like they are crying, or even pretend like they are playing? You know how difficult it is to pretend like you are playing.
My brother, to act and ignore the camera on its own, it's another level of thinking. It's a skill. It's a skill. I'm going to talk as if this camera is not here.
Yeah.
That on its own,
it's a different.
It's a different. And comes the reading part.
The retention of the information
that you must deliver,
from words to physical posture,
and you need to align that with emotion.
Yes,
and you need to align that with your physical body language,
man. So I've always asked myself, but how are these? So I'm thinking, the contribution. I don't have facts, by the way, around that the contribution that some countries, including the one that we are discussing today, America, they make serious investment. We stage play from elementary level, which is a crutch, because there's no way you can have more than a good few thousands of kids that are convincing in acting, let alone being good, like convincing would die. This kid, the Kumulabu generation, there was a scene where I can't remember, or Usiso, may soul rest in peace,
Umenzi
and Sophie. Remember, they were a couple.
Yeah.
And then they had a kid, or there was a kid situation. The kid wanted to grab the mic, man. I mean, there's this floating mic that they use with acting.
Yeah.
The kid was looking at the mic, man.
Instead of delivering the.
I don't know how they do it, but I'm just saying, I'm looking at all small details.
There is a flip side to the poor quality as well. The flip side would be, whoever is managing the production, obviously they will sit before the editing and before the outcome of the final product. There would be that.
Let's talk direct.
The director. Yeah.
Let's forget about those that write the script.
Yeah, let's talk about the director.
Yeah.
Who is in a position to watch, verify, initiate editing, and do. How does a director accept such quality? I ask that question. I ask myself that question all the time.
Team even.
Okay, yeah, the team is another issue. Yeah, as a director, then his name is attached to that production.
Yeah.
How do you then allow a scene of a tea drinking with an empty cup that is?
Now let's take it, bro. I have a problem with that. Let's go, now that you've brought the element, you're my directors, right? When we get into desktop, we'll just go through the African directors versus the American directors, and also top actors that made it into USA platforms or mainstream productions. We'll just go through that just to bring some factual aspects around it.
Okay.
But get director. Yes, there are many directors in the USA. My favorite man, Mel Gibson, and all other productions that this man has done.
Yeah.
Let's go to one. I mean, let's do probably all. Most of us all know Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. That's it's on another level.
Okay, let me explain what really makes me tick about that production, right? I know that most people miss this part. Before colonization, because my pela, when the film ends, Uchawapo is by the sea with the wife. Already they've got the second born, ne?
Yes.
And there are fleet of ships coming in. What did that said to you?
There's a continuation.
This continuation is then the question of being colonized by a different. Before we were colonized by foreign elements, we did damage to ourselves as a society. In any society,
it's like that.
That's how Mel Gibson was not quite noisy about that part. I don't think he was trying to even. You could just read it in between the lines. Apocalypse, there were different tribes.
Yes.
And there were the tribes that really sacrificed human life, and they would hunt humans for
survival,
for sacrificing, for their own rituals, spiritual related issues. You remember?
Yeah.
They would take you there into the altar. There will be a priest, and they will take you out. And blood must spill. It must overflow into the pyramid. They were just set in modern views as satanistic or sort of rituals. But forget about the details. He said in that production, before we were colonized, we did serious damage to ourselves. By the time whites landed, right, we were on our knees.
We were still wounded.
Yeah.
That is the reality of the situation.
That's the quality. I was just wanting to highlight quality director.
Yeah.
Is a top-notch director. They have an ability to really give and make your mind think beyond the scenes that you see. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't talk about my favorite scenes.
Yeah, you're just talking about the end.
Yeah.
But that end is
It's educational.
It's educational.
It gives you a different perspective, generally about life itself. You know, and I think Mel Gibson as a director, it did wonders.
Look, which makes sense to me. When you have potential and you are put into a platform that has everything you need, chances are that environment will take even the best out of you that we were not aware of.
Yeah.
Because all the resources are there. And then if you can put Mel Gibson in a situation whereby he does not have everything he has, the budget is low, even the potential and the talent becomes minimum.
Yeah, look, I'm trying to safeguard what I'm saying by highlighting what I've got a preference as an individual. I'm not saying everyone feels this way about probably our productions. There are productions that are good, they are properly entertaining. If you take one of the productions, two of them that were done by Kenneth Nkosi. I think Kenneth Nkosi, what's his name?
He was also in Generation.
Yeah, let's call him Utao.
Utao, yes.
Yeah, those two, in my view, have potential to transform and take us where I think we should go. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening with those two guys. With their first film, Kenneth was like a minister of something.
Minister?
Yeah, he's like a top dog guy there with the family. Ushana the lady that used to act with Izo as well.
It has something to do with the wedding.
Wedding.
Yeah,
top. I could see the efforts that they've made. Right? I appreciate those efforts.
Speaking of that, I saw a clip of him explaining how they struggled to get funding for that production. They had to source out money from their own pockets to make it a success. On a low budget, they managed to give something that is good.
That was well deserving.
So, in summary, we are saying the talent is there. The problem is in the funding, is in the capital.
Yeah, I mean, over and above, look, I tend to differ a little bit in terms of the priorities.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, but what comes first, what's important than the other? It's to write transformational stories. Let's start there. I mean, the story that they were writing then with the film that we are making example now is that it was a modern product or production.
Yeah,
right? It was things that we.
It's related to what the black culture goes through before the wedding and during and after.
Yeah, we haven't written transformational production. Something when you watch, you could see irol ga koko, irol ga malume in the society, right? Irol ga baba or irol ga single parent, and how they would either maybe transform the young ones, and the heritage aspect of culture, how it's
okay. I understand where you're coming from there, which takes us to a step further. Let's look at the people who are managing that space.
Yeah, it will be film productions.
Film productions, who owns the owners of
the one that we know,
the bomb production. Or the figures
is the most popular.
It's the most popular one.
And it's creating employment.
It's creating employment,
which is
yes.
Commendable.
And now the tricky part is
allow me, Mganam.
Okay.
The productions that these guys would mainstream, in their minds, they would say, this is what people want. Right? I think they are saying, who is our market? And that's like a chef, as a chef, would say, you cook for taste buds, so to speak. You understand? But yeah, with marketing, they say you can follow the market or you can lead the market. We want to be led. So don't give us productions that are always about bickering of families and fighting over stable situation, polygamy situation. Our life is more richer and bigger than that. Right? If take any film or any production that is on DSTV, I'm not sure which channel, actually I stream more than being into DSTV, by the way. Right? I want freedom of choice. Like I said, I liked Uzalo at the beginning, first season, first few episodes, and they lost me, and then I went out. Right? I'm not sure what Bugela, these things, what is Tembo, and this popular.
This popular. It's going to be bizarre, like.
Okay, but my point I'm trying to make is that the content there is it transformational. Okay, let me explain what do I mean by transformation. It builds the society. It makes us think and know our gaps and close those gaps. It makes any young woman, boy, to realize the traps that life sets for us and think, I need to do better. A film that makes you think like that. But no, I know what. I need to step out in this kind of mentality. There are things that I need to adopt that will make me a better person so that I can then be impactful to my society or my community. That's transformational.
I'm trying to say we need our own Black Tyler Perry, basically.
Partly, but the storytelling, let's say it, or the content that we elevate into the market, right? It's just entertainment more than giving people something to think about and to question themselves and have introspection and reorganize your own thoughts and your aspirations.
Look, I suspect, I could be right, I could be wrong. I suspect that with all the content we have, with all the talent we have, there must be a wall that is built between those stories, our people, and the people who are in charge, who chooses which output must go out there. The reason I'm saying that is that we can't be in a position where our content is solid. The US has money, we have the heart and the culture, and we have more interesting stories to tell.
Yeah.
Right? But now the people who are in charge of the output that will go to Netflix and choosing.
I know, I agree. They are letting us down.
They are letting us down.
Look at the film that Enzo Orla Ferguson, the husband. Sean. I like that guy for his demeanor.
As an actor as well.
As a human being.
As a human being. I like him as a human being and as an actor. Yeah.
But he went and did this Netflix film. I thought, let me support that film. And they were Transformer. They went into the Nigerian way of producing. And when the Nigerians is about witchcraft.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that kind of thinking. We cannot talk about witchcraft every day and entertain that on a daily. No.
But on another note, it could be.
You know that film.
I know.
I did, and then he would transform.
He's got blue eyes.
I went to my remote control Fast and Furious. I could not stomach that, especially respecting him. I expected a lot from him.
Can I tell you how I look? My view on that is,
save me.
I suspect that he was trying to show us what he had to go through in order for him to achieve what he achieved.
Metaphor.
It's a metaphor because look how he died. Look at how he died. Let's be realistic about his rise, his peak, and his death.
Yeah.
He died in his peak.
True.
And he was a gym fanatic, a very
respectfully so
healthy person,
loving to
his wife. A family man.
Yeah.
And how did he die? From the media.
Yeah, but those sentiments, Zege,
you understand?
I understand them, but I'm saying I was expecting a lot from him,
oh,
and knowing that he managed to build a film production company to that stardom, and as such, there's a lot I'm expecting from him. Not for him to do films where he transforms and become a monster and whatnot. I want some thriller situation. That's entertainment. It's good. It's got its own. It's a genre.
So
I understand that. I respect that.
There's a huge gap. Okay, this is another angle. Oguchi, the educational transformation output that is required is not there.
It's not a fact.
It's undisputed. Entertainment output is we get more entertaining output.
Yeah, and revolves around the same theme.
So
about its witchcraft.
Let's bring this home. Let's bring this home. I understand we were talking about African. We were talking about Africa versus the US. Then I would like to bring it home a bit. I think here at home, we are still focusing on entertainment across the border in everything. Not in everything, in most of the thing.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Look at our film production is entertainment. That one is also a fact. You can't change it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you move from film, you look at what happens more in South Africa on Sundays or in weekends. There's a few educational transformational activities that are happening. It's more of DJ Mamang, gig guide, he's playing there and these soul sessions and or people going to stadiums, that's entertainment. Right? I've just mentioned 3 of the things that are happening almost on a weekly.
As part of our fabric to our culture.
Our culture is more focusing on now, currently. It's high on entertainment, not on transformation.
Well, maybe we can nip it just there because of the issues of time. Ne?
Yeah.
I want to go through the desktop, right?
Okay.
Our desktop today, it's just the highlight. I mean, I've touched the issues of investment. Let's go to maybe South African actors which were featured in big time American movies. So apart from my sentiments and how I feel, there were strides that were made. I mean, we have
Charlize Theron.
yeah, Monster, Mad Max, Italian Job. Italian Job is a big film. She participated
with big actors
Yeah.
of the US. Yeah.
Shalto Copley. I don't know if you
Who is Shalto Copley?
Shalto Copley. It's part of an African, I mean, a South African and our African that made it into the A-Team, Ichapi, Elysium, movie, District 9.
I'll check
Yeah,
him out.
John Carney, we know.
Okay, John Carney, yes.
Yeah, Black Panther, Captain America.
No.
Ne?
He's done well.
And then Atandwa Kani. I think, I'm not sure if they are related. Now, Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then who's
Arnold
this girl?
Vosloo.
Tusombedu.
Yeah, Tusombedu. Embed Davids, Alice Creech, Tony
Korocha.
Horocha, Rapulane, Rapulane.
Rapulana.
Yes.
Ulukutau.
Yes,
Yeah.
District 9. Terry Peto, Priestley,
Yeah.
Junior High.
He's good.
Yes.
He, okay, maybe
Yeah.
so.
Fana Mkwena.
I know.
I'll tell you, Fana, I'm one of those that used to troll you on Twitter when you talk politics. I just didn't feel, I'm not detecting, I don't put people into boxes. It's just that I was disappointed in the fact that we lost one of the greatest in the space of acting that could have done even greater.
Yeah.
I'm a director and just grow the space and leave these guys to toy. And I'm not dictating terms, because now I don't like people to decide me I don't belong here. Don't tell me I don't belong here. It's gonna be a problem.
You know,
But it was just my disappointment. I respect Fan when it comes to acting, hands down.
No, it's unquestionable.
Aye, Baba.
I know.
Unmatched
It's unquestionable. It's unquestionable.
Anyway, Patrick Mufokeng, Marius Weyas, Peltusi. Peltusi Nyamtanda as a lighting complexion lady. Acting out of niggas. I can break bread with her anytime. Tumi Shomasha.
Top.
Yeah, Fuskunene.
Top.
Blood Diamond. Fuskunene, I think.
No, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. Roni Nyakale.
Konje umupu Roni Nyakale.
Blood Diamonds corner. Blood Diamonds has got most South Africans there.
As people, background actors.
Kiss de Villiers, Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. We understand. So a quick one is that let's look at the movies that were done and look at the revenue or sort of the value
and the differences.
Yeah, is that we've got Titanic. Titanic made almost 2.2 billion, right?
Profit margins.
Yeah.
Or the cost.
Yeah, it's just the revenue.
The revenue.
Yeah, that was thrown.
No.
It's also
and billion dollars, not rand.
Yeah, dollars. We talk dollars here. It's also made about $12 million. The amount 2.2 billion compared to 12 million dollars, right? Avatar 2.9, right? Another Avatar, but The Way of Water 2.3. Fast and the Furious franchise made about $600 to $1.5 billion. Marvel Cinematic, it's about 700 million to $2 billion. Black Panther 1.3 billions.
Yeah. You're talking billions.
The Lion King 1.6 or 1.7
Lion
billion.
King was also in billions.
In 2019, maybe the Antina series has which one. Jurassic World franchise 1.1 billion to 1.7 billion. The Dark Knight Batman franchise 800 million to 1 billion each.
So meaning together they could have made more than
more than that. Yeah, Spider-Man franchise each it's about 700 to 1.9, right? Just a few. And then in Africa, District 9 210 million. In Vikas, if one knows it, 122. There's a film called Yesterday, 1.5 million. Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, it's about 27, at least 27 million. Life Above All, and $1 million, but shortlisted for Rama Oscar. Ekailisha, 1 million. The Gods Must Be Crazy, the old one.
This is
60 to
amazing.
200 million. It's not bad.
Not bad.
From our 5.
And this is an old production.
Yeah. God Must Be Crazy made a good traction abroad.
So this was a collaboration between Africa and US.
Yeah, but it was an African made.
But it was made in Africa.
Yeah. Well, so Blood Diamond 171. Blood Diamond really did something. 171 million worldwide.
Yeah.
You know. So that's not billion.
In actual fact, you don't have anything that is closer to a billion.
Yeah, well, so that's basically that. And then if we have to go to the top 10 US film directors, director notable, Steve Spielberg,
most of us know,
about 8 billion. Tyra Perry, 1 billion worth. Martin Scorsese, were Goodfellas.
Yeah.
It's about 200 million. Quentin
Tarantino is also good.
Yeah. J.J. Abrams, Star Wars. The big top directors now. Ryan Murphy, American Horror, Monster. Christopher Nolan, Inception. My favorite, Ava DuVernay.
You know, I did not know when they see us. I actually did not go deeper. I watched it; it was very interesting, but I didn't go deeper to find out who is the director there.
It's a lady.
So you've made me aware of Ava DuVernay.
Yeah, young lady for that matter. Love her to bits. Spike Lee. Those are the top 10. And top 10 in Africa is your Akin Omotoso, Zinja Matot. South African Rice. Wanuri.
Akin Omotoso is Nigerian.
Nigeria. Kamin Aditiba, Nigeria. Jade Osiberu, Nigeria. Umandla, South African. Right? We locked down Neshaga Ilembe, which raked about $2 million. Right? Unicep Belkadi, Tunisia. Yeah. Meret Mendofro, Ethiopia. Yes. Tebuho Molapo, Molope, South Africa. Moses in Wang, Nigeria. Adze Uga, Nigeria. So Nigerians.
Nigeria is very
in Kenya. Nigerians, by and large, their directors are really making a good
And the output of Nigeria is amazing. Which output annually, they don't produce anything less than 2,500 series or movies or part of their production. I was saying earlier that people can say what they want about Nigeria, and I think Nigerians are representing us in Africa in this context.
Yeah, but Nollywood annually makes ranks about 7 billion.
My brother. Nollywood.
Dollars annual. Second largest employer in Nigeria.
So can you see what that does to the GDP of Nigeria?
Yeah. South African film sector, it's 7.2 billion, approximately 400 rand. 7.2 billion rands. It's about 400 million.
It's not even
dollars. Yeah, annual contribution to GDP. Right, Pan-African creative economy valued at over $50 billion.
$50 billion.
Yeah.
Expected.
So USA guys, USA, just the creative sector GDP contribution, 6.1% GDP contribution, right, to the USA GDP. That's about 900 billion.
Almost a trillion.
That's about it's close to
trillion.
It close to our GDP. Our GDP. And the Hollywood film, Hollywood, it's about it generates over 100 billion
annually.
Yeah, which is mostly exported content. How do you like that? Employs about 5.2, creates about 5.2 million jobs.
Oh.
So,
hey, this is.
I mean, if we talk, if we talk the reach, in Hollywood reaches about 15 million viewers per film in Africa, right? Whereas Hollywood films, not talking about viewers in Africa, it talks about over 190 countries.
On Nollywood.
Yeah, in Hollywood. So in Hollywood, I'm talking about 15 million viewers per film.
Okay.
Right? Including diasporas and that.
And then Hollywood is
over 190 countries.
Yeah, no. The global reach and influence is in their hands.
The 15 million, it's like 15%, if not just roundabout, the population here in South Africa. Right? It's 50, maybe 20 or so percent. Because out of 60. Right?
Yeah.
Out of 10% it's 6.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying it's about. Yeah. So la bavala 190 countries. South Africa and South Africa money. It's like it's a combined situation. So they've got a wider reach.
Yeah, as depressing as it is, but it's the reality and we understand why. And this brings me to a conclusion which is something has to be done.
Yeah. No, look, we're not saying we need to. It's like when you have a big brother, you don't compete with your big brother to outsmart and outmaneuver.
Yeah, but you
have a role. Yeah, you have a role to play as a younger brother. I understand. Let's say your big brother had an advantage because he's the firstborn. He got the attention. He started working. The first to start working. He's a breadwinner. Let's say that's the case. Only advantage, only head start.
Yes.
So your mission as a young brother is not to really.
No, yeah, you're not intending to
complement,
to dominate or compete,
complement.
But complement.
Yes.
And
support.
Apart from support, association must be regularly in order for you to learn and do an automatic skills transfer.
Yes. Yes.
When as a younger brother, you need to make sure
you learn a lot.
You learn a lot from him.
And where he's weak, you are strong.
You are strong. Yeah. You use your initiatives, but obviously with the support of the awareness or the success that is in his.
Yeah, I mean, America. If now that we've done the desktop, let me go to my take home.
Okay.
Right. And maybe before we take home, let's do the 1 minute. Sell of a position, right? And the position that I want to sell, it's the investment that I believe just switch on your thing, your
timer.
Yeah, time. So my 1 minute sales, as part of our segment, is just to sell the idea that America invests more, not only at the high end of the value chain, but at the lower end of the value chain, which is the schools and stuff. I understand. So
okay.
Your thing will start with that thing of let's do this. I'm ready. Switch it off. There we go. So me, what I would like to drive home and what I think I want to influence is that we need to invest, which I think America is doing best and key. as a key contributing factor at elementary level. Investment, acting, and this film aspect at a very lower level, even if at kindergarten. So kindergartens must have stage plays, they must be strong into the thing. Yes, we are driving academic aspect, that they must learn A, B, C, D, vowels and what have you, but there must be strong acting aspect. At primary level, there must be strong stage play aspect, so that we can also grow audience in stage play, that we spend those weekends going and watch stage related productions, market theater and stuff, you know. So that's my take, is that America, I think, does that the most.
It's done.
First, let's get the sense that what is it that you want to sell.
What I want to sell is that we need people to be in positions of managing these spaces for growth, who are passionate about those spaces, not cater deployments.
Let me time you then. I just wanted to get your
my
product that you are selling. Okay,
right.
Let's go.
Yeah, my take is that I think the management of the film industry should be people who are skilled, who are passionate about it, people who have love and who are focused on growth, not this catered deployment kind of a management. Because if people who are managing those spaces are not people who are passionate or who love that thing, then it's not going to be productive. That's the first part. And then secondly, we need to bring more competition amongst young actors. We need to have a lot of young actors in that space, because that competition will bring out the best in them, and then eventually it will have a snowball effect of getting good actors eventually out of that competition from an early age. That's the second part. And then thirdly, I think there is something. Okay, my minute is over, but nonetheless, I've mentioned the most important ones.
Yeah, then we go to, I'll start with the take home. What's the take home? The take home for me, it's pretty much the initial understanding that there's a huge gap, right, between Africa as a continent into film space. Compared to America. America, they are advanced, and perhaps we need to find and grow the part where there's cultural interchange, even scholars that could, teams that are assembled in South Africa by Department of Arts and Culture and all these institutions, and they've got people that they normally send in, whether in China, whether in Beijing, or they send them in USA or in Germany or even in Britain, right? To not only act, but to know how to write, to know how to produce good content, you know, to know how to finance and raise funds, right? It should not be left at our actors. So my take home is that most of the things that we are doing here, it's focused on actors. There's no focus on other things than actors. Put the actors aside. There are people that must write these stories. There's people that must even conceive these creative stories.
And there are people who must select and approve these stories.
These stories, yes. You know, there are people who must look for finances for these stories. So much we script writer or a director, at the same time you want to run with your product and get someone to finance it by yourself. You must just say this is a good idea, people must run with it and go look for money for these things. Yeah, to get. So in simple take home is that we don't have a wider focus into these facets, into the film space. You know, we need to look into other things and grow other spaces.
Yeah.
You know, maybe these things are existing because I'm not really invested much into this. It's not my space. But I'm saying we don't read or see much of it. So we need to be. NFVF should say more about directors, talk more about directors, have more seminars of directors, You understand? Script writers. So I shouldn't struggle to say I've got an idea, and if I have to get a script writer, manga Google managing the best script writer should be able to someone to get many people that can do script writers. Some ideas are conceived by people who are not trained into the space of acting, but they've got vision and they've got good stories that need to be told, but they just need people who start just writing a script or a manuscript for that. So that's my take home. We just need to stretch and mainstream other aspects of film apart from acting. We gave too much burden to our actors that they must do everything. They look like actors. I mean, they are actors.
Yeah,
we expect them to be directors.
Yeah, brother, and it's not
to
right.
Transform the space.
No, it's not right for them to progress under such conditions. Hence, that's why my take home would be, as a generation that is aware of all these challenges, because this problem is not in this space only of films.
Yeah.
It's across the board. So we are not building enough teams amongst ourselves to come up with possible solutions on how to challenge these existing problems.
That's your take home.
That's my take home. We need to build ourselves. We need to build our own teams.
Yeah, and I let me agree with you quickly. I remember listening to Kenneth Nkos. The reason I throw his name a lot is that we went to school with him, in actual fact, Henry. So I have to root for him.
Okay.
I owe it to myself. So he was talking about busy with a certain production. He was interviewed with, what's this podcast? Come on. Happy Days, happy something. It's got to do with the title. It's Happy Days or something.
Yeah.
So he was saying he was working on something, but he needs money. That's what he said. Like, he needs money. No, Kenneth, they need to partner with people who know how to finance ideas. That's what you're saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Yes.
They should not leave this thing to the people that they know. They know actors.
No.
They must go beyond.
Go beyond.
Put it business, financing,
beyond. Associate with the necessary right people. You see, when you build teams, in your space. For an example, you are in the space of architecture and all of that. Your focus should be, I need a solid team. If a client comes, has a plumbing problem, you know I have a solution for plumbing. If someone comes, I have a problem for roofing. In as much as it's not your specialty, but your team should
My network.
Yeah, your network is well established. So I'm
not to do everything by myself.
Not to do everything myself, but have a proper network that will assist your productivity. If I'm in a transporting space, I must make sure that I have a friend who sells tires. So that if I have a problem,
so the value chain is covered.
The value chain is covered
from manufacturing.
That's my take home, Guti. I have a serious homework, Guti. I have not built a solid team in my space. That is why I'm having the challenges I'm having. Therefore, my mission is to make sure to build a solid team in whatever space you are in.
Or simpler, to belong into the ideal network.
Ideal network that relates with your space will enhance or speed up the progress of the rate of progress in whatever we are doing as a nation.
So Captain, what's our next
hey guys, this one is very, very, very sensitive because we don't have a majority of black people in a space of body corporates. Body corporates in most of the time are managed by the other race, and it's difficult to challenge them. The problems we're facing under that management are difficult. So our next topic, we are discussing body corporates and what needs to be done, how they influence our existence and our environment in their space that they manage. And I don't know.
To amplify that is that there's underrepresentation of black people into body corporates. For those that maybe don't know, body corporates, it's just the body or individuals that are chosen or elected to deal with the administration of, in most cases, sectional title. Sectional title, it's gated communities, right? Mostly in the suburban spaces, you find there are houses or flats in a gated sort of community, and then they will have trustees that will do with the administration, get the agent and whatnot. There's very underrepresentation of black people, and we want to discuss the reasons why there's underrepresentation. Why do we think there's underrepresentation of that?
And why do we think we need to be more involved in that
why
space?
We should occupy the space.
Yeah, why must we occupy those spaces?
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack. Hey.
That's the most interesting one.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I'm
very
interesting.
interesting.
I'm looking forward.
Looking forward to our next flight. That's TM 007.
Yeah, 007.
TM 0000.
Yeah, your number doubles. Yeah.
Tongue twister.
As we descend.
As we descend, ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seat belts. Put your seats in an upright position. Close the overhead storages. And get ready for our landing into the journey of independent thinking.
Critical thinking.
The closure to you, my brother.
Yeah, no, look, you know that if you do these traditional things of subscribing or clicking the notification bells and all these kind of things, or the nice things to have, it's because you feel and you think we are deserving of it. Until such time, you will then be compelled without being requested to do these traditional things. On that note, say,